Almost all artists seem to think that their work sucks, and that's just the norm. No matter how good artists get, they'll always talk about how they need to improve and their work kind of is bad, and here are the ways that they need to be better. And that's at the top. Even at the top of artistry and technical skills, artists are almost always convinced that their work is bad and it needs to be better, which makes a lot of sense because they're always focused on the artists who are ahead of them, so that you're always in comparison. There's always more to go. So it could be easy to believe that your art sucks because guess what? That is what it seems like when you're constantly comparing yourself to artists who are better than yourself. With that said, that doesn't mean that you have to feel negatively about these bad drawings. You don't have to feel badly just because you did an ugly drawing. You can feel tremendous amounts of joy from ugly drawings. You can do a bad drawing and feel just as much joy as you would by doing a masterpiece. Now, I understand that that's counterintuitive. I know that for most of us, we want to do great drawings. So whenever we do a bad drawing, we judge ourselves based on it. We feel a tremendous amount of shame whenever we do bad drawings, but it doesn't have to be that way. Those two things are not joined permanently. We can disconnect the two. We can feel the joy of drawing and also do bad drawings, and they can exist together. Now, I understand that is not normal, that is not the most common feeling, but I do think that there's tremendous benefits to doing this, and we should actively try to attach joy just to the process of drawing. And even when you do an ugly drawing, celebrate that drawing. If you are someone who struggles with this, the way to rewire your brain is to celebrate the process. So every time you do a drawing, in the process of drawing, make sure that you try to feel joy. And then even if you do a bad drawing, give yourself credit for taking the time to draw. Making things is scary. It takes courage to be a creative. So when you do it, no matter what the drawings turn out to be, no matter how ugly they are in your perception, celebrate them. You did an ugly drawing. Okay, let's celebrate it as if it's a good drawing. Let's pretend it's a good drawing for a second. How would you celebrate it? What are the feelings you would give yourself? Think about good drawings that you've done in the past, or just imagine that you did a drawing that your favorite artist did. Imagine your favorite piece of drawing that you've seen recently online. Just imagine that you did that. Now, what would you feel? Give yourself that feeling. Just reward yourself that feeling from the ugly drawing. You can do this. It's challenging. I'm not saying that's easy. Obviously, you might feel some pangs of pain initially when you're like, oh, I thought this drawing would be better than this. And I'm a little bit disappointed. I've done all these studies and my drawings aren't turning out the way I want. Maybe a little pain there, totally acceptable. But after that, take a moment and be like, okay, what if this drawing is actually quite great? What if this could be amazing? What would I feel if I felt like this was good? Just try to give yourself those feelings, because I do think there's tremendous value in rewiring your brain in this way. Now, there are many, many benefits to doing bad drawings. One of them being that the more willing you are to make bad drawings and ugly art, the more room you have for experimentation. The more you narrow your scope in trying to do good drawings, the less exploration you'll allow yourself and the less you will discover. If you're so afraid of failure, you're never going to discover new things about yourself. The only way to truly discover things about yourself is to be open to experimentation. And in experimentation, you're going to do drawings that you consider bad. And by the way, that's only your perception. There are other artists who would think that your work is amazing, regardless of skill level. Even if you're a beginner artist, trust me, there's so many experienced artists who look to beginner artists for creativity. They look to these early drawings and think like, oh wow, look how beautiful, because there's all this expression that comes out, regardless of skill level. So just allow yourself to experiment, allow yourself to play, and that play will be benefited by you allowing yourself to do bad drawings and associating good feelings with bad drawings. You can get to that level, trust me. Even when I do bad drawings now, I feel a little bit of pain, a little bit like, oh no. But also, I make sure I celebrate it, and that makes it so much easier for me to do bad drawings over and over again, because it's like, oh well, same amount of joy, kind of, Another reason why you want to be able to do bad drawings and enjoy it is that it's way easier to grow your drawing habit if you enjoy bad drawings, because you're pretty much guaranteed good feelings whenever you do a drawing. If you only feel good whenever you do a good drawing, quote unquote good drawing, whatever that means, realistically speaking, whenever you do bad drawings and still celebrate it, it's so much easier to keep the drawing habit going because you're guaranteed happiness regardless of the outcome of the drawing. If your body starts to associate drawing with painful experiences, if every time you do a bad drawing, it feels painful, and most of the time you do bad drawings, it's going to be very hard to keep that habit because your body knows whenever we sit down to draw, this is going to be painful. So let me distract you. No, let's check our phone. Let's check Instagram. Let's check all these other stuff, all these other things. Even though we know we want to draw logically, our body has now associated negative feelings with drawing. Therefore, it's just going to keep us away from it. But if you do rewiring, if you do a little bit of like, okay, let's do bad drawings and then enjoy it, once you do that rewiring over time, not overnight, obviously, it takes time to do that, then it becomes easier to associate joy with the drawing practice, and your body will just pull you towards it. It'll bring you to the drawing table on its own. It'll just happen on its own, which sounds magical. Maybe that sounds unrealistic, but just think about how many things that you do unconsciously because your body enjoys it. For example, eating junk food or candy. That's really easy. You don't have to have discipline to do it. Guess why? Because your body associates those things with feeling good. At least for the short bit that it feels good, and then you feel like trash later. But you don't feel like trash after doing a bit of ugly drawing. If you allow yourself to feel the joy, it'll be really easy to keep the drawing habit going. One of the best reasons to rewire your brain to feel joy from bad drawings is because you deserve a judgment-free zone. You deserve a space in your life where you just get to express yourself, you just get to be yourself, and you're not always judging yourself. I think for most of us, we live our lives where all aspects of our life are just full of judgment. We're comparing ourselves constantly. There's so much shame and pressure. I think that is the norm for most people. And I think we deserve, as human beings, a space where that isn't the case. There gotta be places in your life where you actually just feel joy, where you are guaranteed to be able to express yourself and not have it be full of judgment. You deserve that. That is something that it's your right to feel that way, especially if you are someone who has the courage to sit down and draw. If you have the courage to express yourself, you deserve to feel good about that, right? That is the number one reason why you should make bad art, make ugly art, and you should find ways to enjoy it. I know that's not easy to do, but I feel like you deserve it. So therefore it's worth chasing. It's worth going for it and just trying to find ways to enjoy bad drawings. You deserve a place where you just get to be yourself and you just get to draw. And I think that's the most powerful way to use drawing, where you get to express yourself, you get to explore yourself, you make bad drawings, you make ugly drawings, and it's fine. It's okay. It doesn't say anything about you as a human being. It doesn't say that you're a failure. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't say anything about your intrinsic worth as a human being. Remember that and try to rewire your brain. It's so important. I think so many more people would draw if they just learn that and realize that, hey, you deserve to feel joy while doing bad drawings. That's fine. Just enjoy it. It's so much fun. Like, it's supposed to be fun. When you were a child and you drew, you did not worry that much about doing bad drawings. At least I hope you didn't, because that is what art is supposed to be. It's free expression, having fun, exploring yourself, discovering things. And you will discover more things if you allow yourself to do bad and ugly drawings. So do more of it. You should be doing bad drawings, period. And if you are interested in doing a ton of ugly, bad drawings with me along your side, check out the Mindful Drawing course below, where we will learn intuitive drawing and just explore ourselves. We'll go into like gratitude. We'll grapple with some of our expectations. We'll do a little bit of writing exercises. If that's of interest to you, check out the link below. It's perfect for people who struggle with perfectionism, because it cured me of all that, because I realized that intuitive drawing helps me surrender control and just do ugly art and have fun with it. So if that's of interest to you, check that link below, and see you in the next video. And click here. There's another video here on the screen somewhere or on the sidebar. Hang out. Let's talk some more. Let's hang out. Bye.